away. What are you, heartless? No, we're not shooting one. I'm putting my foot down. Look, I'm not letting you kill them. Look how cute they are. Come on, stop trying to shoot them, okay? I'm really not gonna let you. Listen, you can't shoot them, okay? That's just the rules. I'm not trying to judge you, but you realize that G3 put them in basically the same position as you humans? You know, it's kind of like killing your own kind. So, would you chill out, okay?
High on Life is the latest title to come out of Squanch Games, aka the Rick and Morty people. A first-person shooter with platforming elements, the title is out on Xbox Game Pass and can be played on Xbox and PC. I decided to go through and play the campaign and beat it in roughly 11 hours, and I'm here to give you my report on whether or not it's worth your time. And it's pretty good, but I have to add a few caveats to that recommendation. Now, to answer a question that's surely on people's mind before I begin, I'm not a fan of Rick and Morty. I have seen the first 4 seasons, and I actually had to look it up on Wikipedia to realize just how long it's been since I've seen an episode. If you know Justin Roiland, then you know that the guy has a very specific sense of humor, very specific voices, and one that probably more than most styles is highly divisive. It's a rambling, stuttering improvisation that you either find funny or grating and obnoxious. Like, there's a scene where you have to be covered in goop, and a character talks to you and says, "Hey, I'm the goop man, I sell goop. I got goop. You need goop? I got goop. I'm the goop man, I sell goop. I got goop. It's not great goop. It's not that good goop. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's fake goop. But I'm the goop man. If you need goop, if you like fake goop, I got goop. You give me money, I got goop. I got a goop monster. He'll cover you in goop. 'Cause he's got goop, I got goop. I'm the goop man. I got goop." Also, there's a lot of jokes just around characters referencing alien versions of buttholes and penises and having sex.
I hate the G3 like everyone else, sure, but hey, if the G3 wasn't here, who the hell would be buying my sounding rods?
Sounding rods?
Yeah, it's a little metal rod you stick up your urethra, if you got one. It's the family business. We sell little metal sticks you shove up dick holes. You think you're better than me? Well, you are. You 100% are better than me. I'm dirt. And the G3 wants to buy all my sounding rods. So fuck off.
Okay, all right then.
If you can't sit through an episode of Rick and Morty, a 10-hour compressed version is going to be highly punishing. You can reduce the dialogue in the game settings to cut down on random quips during shooting, but the overall content is still going to be the same jokes you hate. It's basically a comedy game with a shooter thrown on top, which isn't to denigrate the shooting mechanics. If you really hate Rick and Morty's comedy style, you are not going to have a good time.
Like you're some sort of fucking Jesus Christ and just fucking walk around like you own the place. There's a goddamn bottomless pit over here, asshole. You think you could survive that? Falling through a fucking bottomless pit down to the bottom? I don't think so. We got work to do. Piece of shit. Okay, dipshit? Get the fuck out of here, asshole. What are we doing? Fuck you. You piece of shit. Whoa, you just killed my fucking brother, Joey Mac and Cheese brother. Holy shit, dude. I don't know if we had to kill him. I'm Jimmy Mac and Cheese and you killed my brother Joey Mac and Cheese. Who's gonna build the bridge or whatever across this fucking field?
The basic plot of High on Life is that Earth is invaded by an alien species that starts kidnapping humans to smoke as a new drug. Yeah, that's the plot. You get access to a growing arsenal of weapons as the game progresses, starting with Kenny, a pistol that has the ability to shoot a glob that launches enemies into the air and lets you combo shoot them. You're going to get tired of the number of times Kenny references his trick hole. You also get access to a shotgun that can suck in enemies and pull off armor, a gun that feels a lot like the Needler from Halo, a gun that feels right out of Oddworld Stranger's Wrath that shoots sentient creatures that can be used to solve puzzles, and then there's Les Do It that you don't get until the final level. As you progress, you'll gain money that can be spent on upgrades to your guns and health. There's also a sense of Metroidvania as you obtain the ability to travel to previously inaccessible areas when you return to levels in between missions. The basic plot revolves around hunting down members of the G3 gang, the people responsible for invading Earth, stealing your parents, and trying to enslave all of humanity to smoke as a drug. This is not a good title to play if you have a migraine, given the habit to pile dialogue on top of dialogue on top of dialogue, and characters that do not shut up, for whom the joke is that they constantly keep talking, and that they're annoying. One of Roiland's big jokes is to have a character keep talking long past the point where the gag stops being funny. As someone who doesn't much care for Justin Roiland's style, I did find a few jokes here and there that made me chuckle. I did get routinely annoyed by the number of times your weapons will berate you if you haven't used their special attack recently, using the exact same lines over and over and over again. I played this on my Series S, and there are very obvious visual compromises made to keep it running on the system. Outside of a small handful of non-intrusive bugs, there weren't any major problems with the game that I can point to. Ultimately, High on Life is a relatively solid shooter with a ton of dialogue that feels like a modern riff on Stranger's Wrath, with the crazy alien creatures and sentient weapons. The campaign should take you about 10 to 11 hours to complete, and if you have Game Pass, it's worth a look. Like and subscribe for more of these videos.
But you should have realized you're so big, you're gonna ruin things. You should have told me. I didn't think about it. I'm kind of dumb sometimes, but you're not as dumb as me, I assume. So you should have said, hey, I'm not gonna go in there.